Welcome to CSN The Network Podcast. This is your host, Kayvon Cutler, with my amazing co-hosts, Dree Nazario and Malik Hampton. How are y'all doing this evening?
Good, man. Another day to pod, another day to talk with y'all. Happy to see everybody. How y'all?
Y'all know me, blessed and highly favored. Great day to pod, great day to be here, all of that good stuff. Super excited about what we got going on. How you feeling, brother?
Y'all know me. I'm blessed and highly favored as well. Better now that I'm talking to you two. Well, you three. We got a special guest in the building for y'all this evening. We got a New York and WU legend. Him and the NBA logo are the only West Virginia University players to have recorded 1,800 points and 1,000 rebounds. He's just the third player in Big East history to lead the conference in both scoring and rebounding. He holds the most offensive rebounds in WVU history. He helped lead the team to the Final Four in March Madness. Current basketball pro, W legend, New York legend, Kevin Jones, man. Welcome to the network family.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. With an intro like that, I'm good, man. Dang, I forgot I did all that.
Man, Kev, real quick, man, real quick story, for our listeners. I just want to tell you, I know I've told you several times, but I just want to tell you, thank you. I met Kev Jones, y'all, in the garage of our mall here in Charleston, West Virginia. Not trying to be weird or anything, but I told bro, I ran up on him. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to be weird. I always been a big fan. We just launched our podcast. We've had Perry Henry, Aaron Dobson on. We would love to have you on. And this is almost 2 years ago. Come this September, it'd be 2 years. So this has been in the works for years now, but I just appreciate bro being willing to hop on before we gained any traction. You know what I'm saying? Before we had any subscribers. So thank you, bro. That's love, real talk.
Yeah, you already know, man. I've been waiting, like you said, it's been 2 years. I was wondering, I was like, damn, my man forgot about me. But we finally getting it done. I'm glad to be here, man. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, man, I didn't know it was 2 years in the working, man. Shout out to you, Kev, for, rocking with us, man. Real talk, because I ain't know it was that long, bro. I thought this was like a new relationship that he had just kindled, you know what I'm saying? I ain't know it was that long, bro. I appreciate you for real, dog. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Bro is very consistent. He's very persistent. Very persistent. Yeah, man. Anytime he seems like, okay, we gotta get you on the pot. I'm like, man, I'm ready. Just let me know when. And everything happens when it's time. So it's time to.
No, 100%, 100%. So I echo that. We definitely appreciate you, but we're gonna go ahead and hop right into it. For those who may not know, tell us a little bit about who Kevin Jones is. Who's KJ outside of basketball, on the basketball court? Just give us a little, quick overview.
So crazy thing is, nobody ever started calling me KJ until I got to WVU. So like all my friends call me Kevin or Kev. Like it was always that until I got to WVU. So it's weird kind of hearing people say KJ now, but I adopted it. I think it's cool. But so I'm from Mount Vernon, New York, small town, 4 square miles. It's right next to the Bronx. Some people would consider it upstate, but it's literally right next to a borough right there. One high school, very prominent in basketball, nationally known throughout basketball. And my journey was just like most kids, I would say. Didn't really have it all growing up, but we, parents, mom made do. Got an older brother, older sister, always looked out for me throughout my years of growing up. And just kind of my older brother, he played college football. And he was the one who got me into basketball at first anyway, because I was always taller than everybody else around me. So he was like, yo, you got to do something. So you're going to at least try basketball. So I did it. I liked it. Tried it out when I was in 6th grade and just kept on moving up and getting better throughout then. Made varsity as a freshman in high school, which for my high school, that was a rare thing at the time, just because like I said, just only one high school. Everybody is talented, so it's kind of hard to make that team. And then, the journey goes from there. 4 years later, I'm at WVU.
That's a wild story. I had no idea you ain't start hooping until 6th grade because, for our listeners, He was an All-American at Mount Vernon. You know what I mean? I know y'all see the credentials. You know, he went to a Power 5 D1 school, but, you know, growing up in New York, you know, Malik and I both, we got ties to New York. I was born there. Malik got ties to East Orange, New Jersey, Newark. So enlighten us on what that was like for you, bro, growing up in New York. You know, we all know it's rough, it's tough. They got they move differently up there. It's a different type of mindset. So just walk us through how that, you know, shape your mindset and just, you know, helped you be a tough player, a tough person individually, you know, on your personal side. So how did growing up in New York shape you?
Right. So especially playing basketball in New York, you know, we known for talking the most mess. Can I cuss on here or nah? I can't cuss on here.
Do your
Okay, we
thing.
known for you know, New York is known for shit talking, regardless. So whether so that, you know, growing up with that kind of pressure on you, my brother is taking me, he always made me play with players that were older than me. He was like, yo, this is how you're gonna get better. You're not gonna get better playing against people your age. You gotta go out there to playgrounds, get beat up, and you know what I mean, take your licks and get better for it. So that's what I did, man. We would literally drive around borough to borough, just going to parks, just randomly like picking up like, yo, you got him. I'm 12 years old guarding high schoolers or grown men. You know what I mean? So that kind of, if that's any indication of how my background was growing up as a basketball player, that's all I know was hard work, effort, and you know, never backing down from a challenge. So that's that New York mindset in me. Yeah, man, just growing up playing against the best players in the state and also the country. And yeah, every day was a challenge. There was no off days. And that just kind of got my mindset prepared for anything that, you know, life and basketball had to throw at me.
Just a little curveball, you know what I'm saying, before we keep talking. Growing up in Mount Vernon, like I know where it is, you know what I'm saying? Did you like spend most of your time running around like as a kid in Mount Vernon, or was you like, you know, was you over in the Bronx, or was you over in different boroughs, you know what I'm saying, messing around just because, you know, y'all are kind of a little bit, like you said, you out the way, but you really not out the way, you know what I'm saying, that just most people in the boroughs would consider that, you know what I'm saying? Would you say that, you know, you did all your mingling and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or would you say you went around the city, you know, outside of your, you know, hooping or whatnot, like just being a kid, you know what I'm saying, mess with the girls or something? Like, was you all around the boroughs, or was you stuck in the Mount Vernon area, like for real, for real?
I was pretty much stuck in Mount Vernon area. I was very sheltered. My mom didn't let me go nowhere. Like she did not let me go nowhere. I'm the youngest of three. I'm the very younger than my older brother and older sister. So I'm like the baby. She still calls me her baby. Like I said, you know how that is, mom talk. But yeah, she ain't let me out her sight. So I did all my, you know, getting into trouble, getting a little dumb stuff around Mount Vernon with my friends. And I think basketball kind of helped me out a lot because, you know, if you don't got no structure, you're just gonna be getting into trouble wherever you are. So I think basketball gave me that structure and that discipline to, you know, not want to get in trouble, not want to do good in class, and so I can play. I think that's what kind of helped me get out of that, where a lot of my friends were falling into like gang stuff and stealing and doing all types of other dumb stuff. And I kind of got away from that once I started really getting into basketball.
And I only asked you that because, like bro said, my pops from East Orange, you know what I'm saying? So like have my family over in Jersey, but I go to New York, you know what I'm saying, when I go up there. And I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I tell people all the time, like, I don't know how I would do living there, you know what I'm saying? But like New York is one of my favorite places to kick it, bro. Like it's so fun. It's so much stuff to do, bro. So I just had to ask you because you was right there, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of living through y'all, man. For real, for real.
Right. Yeah, it's funny because I haven't lived there since I graduated. I graduated from WVU 2012, and I've been living here. If I'm not playing basketball overseas somewhere, I come back here because you know they let us use the practice facility and all that. So while I'm playing, there's no real reason to go back if I have everything here. So when I tell people I'm from New York, they like, yo, I thought you was from West Virginia. Like, nah, nah, don't get it. Not no disrespect, bro. No disrespect. You know what I mean? That got nothing to do with West Virginia, but nah, I tell people quick, nah, I'm from New York, but West Virginia is definitely my second home, though, for sure.
Nah, facts, man. That's funny as hell, man. You gotta let them know, man. I ain't from here, but I rep it hard for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Tell him,
good
man,
play.
he not a townie. That ain't that what they call him in Morgantown? He not a townie, man.
Definitely, yeah, I had a Saudi. I've been here long enough though. I'm like an honorary WV resident. So I wear that proudly though.
We
Hey,
appreciate
100%.
that.
Yeah, 100%. We feel that. I definitely feel that. I didn't come home either after I graduated school. So I gotta remind people all the time I'm not from here. But hopping right back into your upbringing, excuse me. Who were some of your biggest influences growing up, basketball and outside of basketball?
So basketball wise, my favorite player growing up was always Kevin Garnett. I think it always went back and forth between KG and Tim Duncan. There were two different personalities, two different styles of play, but I liked the way each one of them carried themselves. KG for his hunger, passion, intensity, and just Tim Duncan for the fundamentals of the game. Never seemed to get too high, too low, always even kill, always looked like he knew what he was doing out there. So I try to take a little bit pieces of both their games and try to mold them into mine. So I would say that was my basketball influence. And then my influence in life is definitely, I would say my whole family, but in particular my big brother. He was just like a father figure to me growing up. He took me everywhere I needed to be, whether it be AAU trips, anything I needed. He was always there for me, and even still there for me to this day. Just seeing the hard work that he put in, and as an older brother and a father himself, to my nieces and nephew, and man, I always tried to aspire to be like him growing up. So definitely my big brother.
Shout out to Big Bro, man. Hey, where'd your Big Bro play college ball at? You said he played college ball, right? You said
he played college football. He played football at
college.
college football at UMass and Hofstra.
Got you. Okay, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Right. And just a quick tangent before Kay and them get to the next question, bruh. And we're gonna talk about this more. That's crazy though that them your two favorite players. I ain't gonna lie, bro, because I got something like, you know what I'm saying? Like just watching your game, I always thought, I'm like, yo, bruh, he ain't about no business. Like he ain't about like no play. Like he just really trying to go out there, get to the work, get to a spot, you know what I'm saying? Be gritty and grindy. And just like as you see the way the game going now, everybody's so flashy and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always thought that about you, bro. No cap. I always thought that about you. Like, bro, just going out there and he just going to get straight to the business. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect that. You got to respect when people play like that, man. So that's crazy that them your two favorite players, for real, because I see that in your game, bro. Just mad mature, like, since the first time we seen you play, for real.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like the best compliment somebody could give me is like, yo, you got like an old man game. I'm like, yeah, that's how I was brought up. Like, you know what I mean? Like my game has always been basic, fundamental, not flashy. Now I add certain things throughout to my game to, keep up with the times and, obviously elevate my game. But other than that, it's straight to fundamentals, straight to basics and hard work and effort. Like that's what's got me here. And I never tried to stray too far away from that.
Nah, that's real for sure. But I'm not gonna lie, I was doing some research because, like I told you when we were talking off air, I didn't know you was from New York until we spoke on the phone. Heard you know how it is when you from up top. I heard the accent instantly, so I had to do my research. Like, where are you from in New York? So from doing that, I seen where you averaged a double double in high school. You know what I mean? I know you keeping it humble, but I'm a brag for him. He averaged 20 and 10 when he was in high school. He was ranked 34th in the nation in the ESPN Top 100 coming out of high school. So he had to be a 4-star, if not a 5-star. You could correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? So what was your high school experience like from a recruiting perspective? Like, what other offers did you have outside of WU? Like, enlighten us on what that high school experience was like for you from a recruiting perspective.
Right. So I was a 4-star recruit. I was like right on that middle road of 4 or 5-star, whatever the ranking system was at the time. I would like to. I'm a late bloomer. Like I said, I started basketball in 6th grade, where most guys and girls start basketball. They are born with a ball in their hand. I kind of got to the sport late, which I mean, I think helped me because I still feel like to this day there's stuff about my game that I could get better at, even at my age and like how long I've been playing basketball, just because I had such a late start on the competition. But as far as my recruiting process, I really started getting looked at my freshman year in high school. Before that, I was kind of like an unknown. I kind of came out of nowhere. Like I said before, my high school was a nationally known high school. We had I don't know if you guys know Ben Gordon. He got drafted to Chicago Bulls, 6th man of the year, all that. He came from my high school. A couple had a guy named Jonathan Mitchell. He won the national championship with Florida when they went back to back. Couple guys every year. We had at least one guy going high major D1. So it was like obviously it was a boatload of talent. So to get noticed in the midst of all that great talent, you had to stand out. So my thing was just outwork everybody, no matter what it took. I don't care if you were better than me at the time. Eventually, I'm gonna get better than you, just because like you're never gonna outwork me. So that's always been the staple of my game, and that kind of translated through my high school career. Went from freshman year, I got good playing time. I came off the bench, and then my sophomore year, I just took off. I became a starter. We won 2 state titles back to back my sophomore and my junior year, and then my senior year, just I got offers from everywhere. I took a visit to West Virginia, Indiana, Ohio State, UMass, and Pittsburgh. Those are my 5 official visits. And then I ultimately ended up picking WVU just because it felt the most like home when I was there. And then also Coach Huggins came to my house on a recruiting visit, and I just believed what he said. You know what I mean? He wasn't one of those guys coming in promising me the world, saying that you're gonna come in and start instantly. He just kind of gave it to me real. And in my experience, you always go with what's real. You never go with somebody who's offering you the world, because they can't promise that. And he was just super real with me, and that's what attracted me to the school. And I'm glad I made it. Like I feel like that was one of the best decisions of my life.
Nah, I got a follow-up question for you too. First and foremost, we glad you came to the state. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to WU. But did you ever want to go to like Syracuse or St. John's, given their history and given both schools are in New York? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, Kev. Again, I was doing some research. If I'm not mistaken, it seemed like Malik, I know you remember, bro. It seemed like you and Scoop Jardine were in the same graduation class. I want to say, bro, the point guard that started for Syracuse. So, like, did you ever have an interest of going there? Or I know they offered. Shout out to Coach Bayhan.
Yeah, so I got a funny story about that. That was my dream school, Syracuse. That was my dream school. I always wanted to go to Syracuse, but for some reason they wasn't feeling me at the time. For some reason, they just wasn't feeling my game. I don't know what it was. Okay, let me not say they wasn't feeling me. They was recruiting me, but you could tell when somebody like you and when somebody love you. So they liked me. They didn't love me like I wanted to go to Syracuse, because I grew up mellow, Demetrius Nichols, all them dudes playing there, and like I grew up watching. I'm like, yo, I want to wear that. Like, you know what I mean? So I went there for a couple team camps. I went there, had a couple unofficial visits up there. I was in high school. I'm playing against like Paul Harris and all these dudes that's up there at the time. I'm killing. So I'm like, yeah, I want to go here, but I just never felt that love back. So yeah, to answer your question, that was one of my dream schools. And then the crazy thing is that one of my friends that I play AAU with, Westchester Hawks, Mookie Jones, one of my best friends, brother, he ended up going to Syracuse, and we came out together. And I ended up going to WVU. And then my other brother, he went to Cincinnati, Sean Kilpatrick. So we all ended up in the Big East at the same time, which was crazy.
So what was it like, playing against Syracuse that first time you had to suit up against them? How was you feeling? I'm jumping forward a little bit, but
I definitely wanted to give them buckets. I wanted to give them buckets every time we played against them. My freshman year, I wasn't in a position to do that, but just because that wasn't my role on the team. I had to come in, I was the sixth man coming in, hustle player, whatever like that. But please believe me, every other time I had to go. I don't know what my scoring is against them, but every other time I try to get them buckets because that's just how I'm wired, man. And it's just like, all right, y'all ain't want me. I'm gonna show y'all what y'all missed out on. So that was my whole mindset playing them anytime we played.
I gotta give a shout out to Sean Kilpatrick, man. He was cold. I like bruh's game. He was nice for real, for real. Dang, what was my question? Damn it, man. It just slipped off the top of my tongue. I had it for him too, man. Jesus, I'm gonna let you go, okay? I'm gonna let you. It's gonna pop back up, man. Oh no, I got it. So based off your, what I'm saying, your visits, what I'm saying, and just some of the lists that you had for college, did you have a preference as far as like conferences you wanted to play in? Like, because I know like back then Big East was king. Like that's top. If it was either Big East or ACC, and really the Big East top to bottom had more talent than the ACC, you know what I'm saying? Just you would get a couple more champions out the ACC. Did you have a preference of which conference you wanted to play in, being from New York, you know what I'm saying, knowing that's the tough, gritty conference, and knowing you had a couple schools already, that you took official visits for that was in the conference, but did you want to be a Big East player or did that not matter to you at all for real, you wasn't really thinking about it?
For real, conference really didn't matter. It was more about the coaching for me. Cause I feel like wherever I went, if I had a good coach, a coach that believed in me and I knew I was going to develop over time and be, whatever it is I was going to be. So conference didn't really matter. Obviously going to the Big East was great. I thought about St. John's, but that was too close to home. I didn't want to be too close to home. I feel like West Virginia was perfect because it was 6 hours away, which was, a drive away if my folks wanted to come up and see me. But also it was too far of a drive if they just pop up on me or wanted to come through every day and I still felt like I was home. So I felt like WVU was that perfect distance. And then also playing in the Big East, I knew I was going to at least get 3 or 4 games, St. John's, Seton Hall, Rutgers, where I'm right at the crib anyway. So that was my mindset.
Got you for sure. Yeah, the Big East, man, that was probably, man, when the Big East was on, when y'all was back playing, man, that's some of the best times of the year. Like, I remember vividly, like, being in school watching the Big East tournament, bro. Like, we used to watch it, like, and me and Dree went to school together. We used to watch it in the middle, like, of the day, bro. Like, they keep it on all day in the cafeteria, man. So we seen countless memories, you know what I'm saying? And Big East basketball was where it was at, man, for sure.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I had some of my best memories there. Definitely. I don't know if y'all was going to talk about that or not, but just winning the 2010 Big East championship there, and like hearing Country Roads in Madison Square Garden playing while we cutting down the nets is crazy. Like I never thought about that before, but yeah, that was an unreal experience.
No, for sure. We're definitely gonna get into that. But real quick, can you just tell us about some of your favorite matchups or battles? Within the Big East. Like League said, the ACC was tough around that time. So any of your favorite matchups that come to mind?
So many, man. You had dogs on every team, man. You had what you have? You had you had Georgetown, you had Greg Monroe when I was there. You had Otto Porter, Syracuse, you had Deion Waiters when I was there. You had, man, Scoop, like you said, Scoop Jardine, Rick Jackson. Like, so I could go list 4 or 5 players each team, man, that you had to go through. So I can't even really say what's a favorite matchup, man. I liked all of them for real. But obviously the Pitt and WVU rivalry, that was the thing. And having to guard DeJuan Blair and Terrell Biggs and Sam Young and bro, like my freshman year, I'm 210. These dudes is 250. Like I'm trying my best. But yeah, man, those pit wars was something else.
Was Scotty Reynolds gone when you made it to was he at Villanova? Was he gone? Scotty
Scotty
Reynolds.
Reynolds graduated 2010, I want to say. So I played 2 years against Scotty Reynolds. Yep.
Got you. Okay, so Corey Fisher,
Corey
Scotty.
Fisher, Scotty Reynolds, Corey Stokes, like all
Man,
them
hey,
dudes there.
Corey Fisher gave us one of the most memorable like moments like you can name in like the V because he came down here to play OJ in high school. They played at Marshall, and man, I'm talking like OJ had 40, but Corey Fisher had like 40 something right back at him, and they won. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, this get me excited, man. Them Big East tournaments and stuff, man. That was good basketball, man. That was best. That was some of the best basketball we gonna ever see, bro. The game ain't the same no more.
Hey, Leak, you hit it right on the head, bro. Some of the names he mentioned, and I'm like, man, the Big East used to be so deep back in the day. You almost forget. Like those Georgia, I know it's been a tough couple years, and that's no knock to Georgetown, but back in the day, they was stout, bro. Georgetown was stout. I forgot the coach that used to coach at Pitt, I think he left and went to TCU. You know what I'm saying? So ever since then, it's just been real different for them. But DeJuan Blair was nice. You feel me? But just bringing it back, to just historic memories, man. Enlighten us on what that Final Four run was like for you all your sophomore year, Kev. I can speak for the state and say, we haven't been that excited since Steve Slayton and Pat White almost made it to the show. You feel me? So, it was just a great opportunity for the state and for you all, you know what I mean, to showcase y'all's talent and put our university on the map. So, I know that was the first year y'all won the Big East tournament in school history. Y'all went 31-7. Y'all had you, Deshaun Butler, Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla, Chuck Bryant, Devin Ebanks. Quick funny story. Hey, Malik and them used to try to say I look like Devin Ebanks in high school. So, Leak, I know you remember that, bro. Knowing good and well I ain't look like dead, man. Shout out to Ebanks though for sure. But bro, just walk us through what that Final Four run was like, man. Because of course, y'all beat John Wall and them, and y'all went through so many teams that tourney run, man. So just enlighten us on what that year was like for you, bro.
Well, I mean, man, it's magical, man. Like just to do it with your brothers, like all of those guys you mentioned are still guys I talk to this day that still come around to WVU. We still laugh and joke about when we was in college, man. It still feel like we back in college anytime we get together, man. So it was crazy. I feel like at the start, we knew we had the talent. We was already preseason projected top 10 just because Ebanks came back. We didn't know if he was going to go into the draft, but luckily he came back. Deshaun's senior year, me and Truck are 1 year older and, getting better day by day. And then we had a great freshman class coming in. Dennis, y'all know him as Turk. We had Dan Jennings. We had Dalton Pepper coming in as a freshman class that year. So we knew we had the talent. We just had to go out there and put it all together. And there was some times, man, like it's crazy that our record was 31-7. It could have been 5 games the other way. Deshaun got us out of 6 game winners just by himself. So it easily could have been the other way. But we just always found a way to get it done. No matter who we played, we always just found a way to come together and get it done. And that Final Four run was magical. Like I said, I think we played against Morgan State. The first game came out rough. And, we was kind of talking about the year before we lost to Dayton. We got smacked by them. And we was like, yo, we can't let that happen again. We just came out second half, ended up beating them, beat Missouri, went and beat Washington when they had Isaiah Thomas and Justin Holiday and all them dudes over there. And then I forgot dude's name. He played in the league for a little bit, 3-man. But beat them, and then the Elite 8 game against Kentucky where everybody counted us out. I think West Virginia was the only state that had us winning the game. And then we knew that we was gonna win the game. Like we were very confident. Like we had a game plan that we knew was gonna work just because we felt they couldn't shoot the ball well. And if we stayed in that zone 1-3-1 and allowed them to shoot, we knew that we had the game. All we had to do was box out. We doubled. Actually, Joe Mazzulla did a great job on DeMarcus Cousins playing the bottom of that 1-3-1 is the hardest position. And the whole 1-3-1 is the position Missoula played. He had to box out. He had to go from sideline to sideline whenever the ball was swung. So he was definitely the MVP of that game. And then it's funny because we shot the best we ever shot all season in that game. We didn't make no twos in the first half. All threes made. It was crazy, like how that role reversal. And I can't even describe that feeling when that buzzer went off and we knew we was going to the Final Four. Crazy.
So quick follow-up question. What was it like playing against you had DeMarcus Cousins, John Wall on that team? They had a pretty talented team. I mean, like you said, y'all were pretty confident going into it, but what was that experience like?
Like I said, we were confident, and then also we knew that them being as talented as they were, them being freshmen would kick in eventually. You know what I mean? They would get frustrated. They would start pressing. They would start taking bad shots, and we knew that would happen. I mean, that we had the seasoned veteran advantage. I felt like, even though they did have older guys, like they had Patrick Patterson was there. He was on the team. Who else? They had a couple guys that was older guys but didn't really play as much. But we knew we had the veteran advantage, and that, you know, if we stuck to the game plan, no matter what, if they got a couple shots, if they made a couple, you know, easy layups, we knew that we would stay in the game, and we just stuck to the plan, and we did that.
I think Darius Miller was like the other older guard that was playing with him that year. It's crazy you said that, though, that y'all was that confident, because when it was happening in real time, like, it wasn't as much as like people picked against y'all. Like, I just remember it happening in real time, and it wasn't that crazy that y'all beat it. The craziest thing to me of that game was, I think Missoula, if he didn't have 20, he had 19. I ain't gonna lie. I think he had a 20-piece though on John Wall that game. And I was just like, man, I've seen countless W games. Missoula ain't never got over 12, bro. He ain't never got over 12. He just gave John Wall 20, bro. Like, that joke was crazy. That's crazy you said that, though, because they really wasn't a good shooting team. You know what I'm saying? That's why Darius Miller stayed around and stuff, you know, just so they could have a little shooting. And that's crazy that y'all knew that confidence that it would happen like that, man. Like I said, in the time, even if everybody thought Kentucky was gonna win, like, I just remember like not being that blown away by it, just because I'm like, you know what, they do got the veteran leadership. You know, me being a fan of John Wall, I could tell you back then, like, he wasn't the best shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looked good, you know what I'm saying, when they up and, you know, the crowd into it. But when some pressure on, something he hit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say John Wall was going to hit it, or Bledsoe, or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm rambling here. Calipari teams are notoriously known for not being able to shoot, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just crazy. Y'all had to stay turned up, man, for sure, man. Can't even lie.
Yeah, shout out to Darius Miller too. That's the bro right there. But yeah, man, like, everybody talked about the talent that they had on their team, but I feel like people forgot the talent we had on our team too. Like, it's not like we were the number 2 seed. Like, we weren't the number 15 seed. We were you know what I mean? People act like we were so much of a underdog, or we were so much of a, like, downgrade for them. Nah, we felt like we should have had a number 1 seed. We should have. Like, our record and what we had to go through to get to that point, we should have been a number 1 seed as well. So I think we took that personal too. We had a chip on our shoulder from that as well. And then just also, like, showing the country, like, we got talent over here too.
Yeah, 31 wins, man. That normally got you right there on the one. You know what I'm saying? Then hearing you say that now kind of don't make sense. Like, 31-7, and we won the Big East tourney. Like, that should be a 1 seed for sure. Before we get more into the interview, we sitting here talking about talent, you know what I'm saying? And I heard you say Deshaun Butler, and I'm pretty for sure he's from Jersey, right? If I'm not mistaken. Shout out to Jersey. I heard you talk about him bailing y'all out a lot. Is he one of the better players, or one of the best players that you've ever played with? And my follow-up question that you can, you know, continue on with it about is, How do you think he would have? How do you think he would have did in the league? Because that's where he was going for sure. You know what I'm saying? And like just the way the game went. You know what I'm saying? And him being kind of a tweener guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you think he would have fared off in the league? Because a lot of people that's like W fans, just West Virginia people, like a lot of them are fans of Deshaun Butler, man, and what he did for that team. You know. So I was wondering if you could talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, that's big bro right there, man. He the GOAT in my eyes. Like I never seen Jerry West play. So he got a statue outside. He's the logo. Like there's no denying that. But in my eyes, what I seen, he's the GOAT. Just what he did, just the way he carried himself, how he took us from a good team to a great team his senior year, and just before that, like I didn't even know Deshaun, and I was watching WVU games, and he was a freshman when I was still like a junior in high school, and I'm like, yo, this dude is nice. Like he made an all rookie team his freshman year at WVU. So man, just like he just day in day out came to work. Another like New York, New Jersey guy connection coming in that I'm like, okay, I didn't know much about WVU at the time when I signed and got recruited and all that. My my only mention of WVU was like the hills have eyes. That was my only thing I seen about West Virginia. Obviously, that wasn't a great look, but once I finally once I finally got out here and seen like, oh yo, this is cool, man. Just it's my kind of place because it's hardworking, bring your lunch pail to work like kind of place, and that's exactly for me. Like that's why I feel like I fit in. I fit so good with Morgantown and just the state in general because it's just a blue collar state, and I fuck with that. So man, getting back to Deshaun, like he's the GOAT in my eyes. Like he's one of the best players I played against, and I mean played with and watched play. And ain't no telling what he could have did, man. If he didn't get injured, like I'm still to this day, it's just like that sickens me, man, just because he got robbed, man. Like he really got robbed of having a 10+ year NBA career in my eyes.
No, that's a fact. That's one of the most like, we're gonna talk about Coach Huggins here in a little bit too. That's one of the most iconic like videos and like just memories in some of W fans like minds. Coach Huggins, he get a rap for being tough, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, you know what I'm saying. But when Deshaun went down, you know what I'm saying, versus Duke, you know what I'm saying, like you could tell like how much he really cared about y'all and his players, you know what I'm saying, how much he really appreciated like what he put on the floor for y'all. Cause like you said, without Deshaun, you know what I'm saying, like y'all's record could be looking a different kind of way, you know what I'm saying? Like so yeah, he did get robbed, bro. And that's why I wanted to ask about him, because like if you was around, if you was really watching ball, and Deshaun Butler, like he was a little ahead of a little ahead of his time, man. You know what I'm saying? He was a little ahead of his time.
Definitely, man. Like I said, great dude on and off the court. He taught me a lot. Me coming in and just learning about the Big East and how to play. That was when I first got there, two players I wanted to watch coming in was him and Joe Alexander. Not because I feel like our games mirrored each other, just because of their work ethic and what they did on the court and how they, handled their business. So that's two examples I wanted to watch. So yeah, man, he's always been a inspiration to me for sure.
Shout out Joe Alexander. He could hoop too, man. I fooled with Joe.
So you talked about winning the Big East championship being one of your favorite memories. Can you tell us about any other, all-time memories playing at W, or just, being around the school in general, going to the school in general? At that time, W was, top 5 party school. So just give us a little bit of your perspective on attending W as a star athlete.
Well, it's crazy because it definitely earned its name, like top 5 party school. Like I said, I was sheltered growing up, so I ain't really go to no parties like that or whatever. And to be honest, like I was never really around white people like that, except for my teachers growing up in high school. So like it was a big culture shock for me. And I'm like, how am I gonna adjust to this? But like it was cool, man. Like my brother moved up there to Morgantown with me to try to keep me out of trouble, the best way possible. So he went and got a place and lived with me and just made sure I was in the gym, keeping my head on straight and everything like that, just taking care of business. But as far as the partying side, of course, I got into all that, big wins, whatever. We beat Villanova, we beat whoever coming in top ranked team. We going out. We going out for sure. We going out together. Everybody, the whole team, we going out together. So I loved it, man, just from a camaraderie standpoint that, we did everything together for the most part. And we got into trouble together, went through good, bad times together. And that's what it was all about for me is the brotherhood. And it's still like that to this day, even with the younger guys coming up and just like wanting to impart wisdom on them on what we've been through and what to look out for when you plan college basketball, especially at WVU, because we like the pro sport here. There's no pro sports. So they look to us as their pros. So there's a certain amount of responsibility and also trouble that comes with that too, off the court. So you just got to be aware of that. But I enjoy all 4 of my years.
That party school, man. Yeah, WVU is definitely a different type of place, man. If you ain't used to it, man, for sure, for sure.
Hey, for sure, being someone that was able to experience HBCU and PWI, shout out to Drizzy. We both went to North Carolina A&T together, Aggie Pride. It's if y'all could just imagine, man, A&T was like the ultimate house party vibes, the ultimate, vibes in the culture. Y'all know what we mean, you know what I'm saying, with the house party. Y'all know the shorties in there throwing it crazy. You know what I mean? The music crazy. You feel me? The food good. The campus vibes is love. You know what I'm saying? So it's different, at WU. And Kev can attest to this, and Malik can too. They both went there as well. It's like Project X at WU, like the vibes. It could get very Project X-ish up there. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, again, you being a WU legend, what was it like playing for Coach Huggins? You know what I'm saying? Shout out my brother BK, Brandon Napper. I know it's a lot of players that came through the university. You know what I'm saying? I know Coach Hugs can be hard on you, but he's also a great coach, contrary to, what the naysayers may have to say right now. You dig? So just walk us through, what type of man he is and, what it was like playing for, another state legend named Coach Huggins.
It was great, man. Like I said, when I first met him and he came on a visit to my house, like he sat on my couch. First of all, he was mad comfortable, so I know he was good. Like I live in the hood, like back home, so he was good. Like he ain't have no. I was like, all right, he cool. Like you know what I mean. You hear the stories about him. He was like, yeah, nah, he comfortable, and it just made me comfortable around him. Like I said, I just believed in what he was saying. The way he was looking forward to building a program, like no lie, he came to me and was like, yo, like I see us being like a national contender, with you coming to the school, not just me, but just E-Banks and Truck, and then what they already had from last year. And I just believed what he was saying, man. And I kind of, I went on that and playing with him, man. Like it's playing for him. It's crazy because it's nonstop. Like you on high alert every day. You never relax. I don't think I was relaxed one day my whole 4 years. Like I never took a breath. I was always like, yo, I got to do something to get better. I got to do something from the 3-hour practices to getting on the treadmill during practice. And everybody hear about those legendary treadmill things and everything like that. I'm just like, man, it's just, it taught me to always be prepared for anything. And just like, there was no excuses with him. Your body hurt, you sore. I don't want to hear that. Like we playing hard or you getting replaced. Somebody else is coming to play for you. And so it just made me, it's like, I was already that way just because my brother instilled that in me, but it was like times 10 when I came to WVU. Like I don't think I think I maybe missed one practice in 4 years. So for me, it was always important for me to always be the best condition, always strong, and just got better each year, man. And what a lot of people don't know is kind of like what you said, man. Everybody sees the yelling, everybody sees the cursing, the screaming. They don't see the other side of practice where he'll curse you out, and then 5 minutes later he'll come over and talk to you like nothing never happened. Like he just like short term, he don't take nothing on the court, off the court. And that's what I respected about him, is just like everything stayed on the court, and you know he was doing it out of love. Like whatever he said to you, he was saying it to you because he saw something in you. He believed you could get better. Now, when he stopped talking to you, when he stopped screaming at you, then you should be worried, because it's like, I don't care about you no more. Like I did all I could do for you. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think it's working. So I loved it, man. And obviously it had its good and bad days where I'm like, I hate this dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like I hate playing here. Like I want to go somewhere else. But that's just the immaturity talking. That's just like you going through stuff. But overall, man, that's my guy, man. I'll run through a wall for that dude.
No, 100%. That's definitely a sign of a good coach when you got players that will run through a wall for you afterwards. Even if you questioning yourself after practice, I know there's many days I came home after practice like, bro, why am I doing this? Like, I don't even have to put myself through all of this. But just a quick piggyback off of what you just said. You said that you only, missed one practice in 4 years. I played college basketball, and I was the exact opposite. I had 5 surgeries in 5 years. So I know that's like big, big, big. So can you talk to us a little bit about some of the things that you did to kind of, take care of your body and maintenance your body? I know, W, speaking from experience, W has resources and stuff like that to kind of help their athletes get through it, which I believe was the turn of I guess my demise, or why I didn't really last that long as far as injuries concerned. But can you just talk to us a little bit about the things you did to kind of hold yourself together, because those 3-hour practices, 4-hour practices every day, they add up. So that's a lot of wear and tear on your body. So if you could just give us a little bit of insight on that.
3-hour practice, then going and banging with DeJuan Blair is crazy. I just want to throw that in there. That's crazy.
And then also it's like, so we will have practice and then we have shoot around, but the shoot around be like an hour practice because we still got contact during the shoot around. I'm like,
Man.
yo, when are we not having contact? When is the easy day? And I was waiting for that to come for 4 years and it never got there.
Never got there. I remember one time my coach told me he pulled me and our center to the side. We both had some, knee trouble. And he was like, you guys don't got to do shoot around today. And we almost like broke down in tears. We were like, oh, thank God. Thank God. Because our shoot arounds was practice, bro. It was just mini practice. It was crazy, but my fault not to cut you off.
Nah, you good. Nah, I feel you. Trust me, I'm right there with. I wish I would have got a day where he was just, yeah, just take that off. You good. I'm sitting there playing, and this is my senior year. I'm playing like 35 plus every game because I had to for us to be able to win. And it was no like, oh, Kev, you played 40 minutes last game. You're good. You sit out. Nah, it was like you still going hard. But to answer your question, we just had great athletic staff. We had a great strength and conditioning coach. Shout out Coach Andy Kettler. He's at Xavier now. He's their strength and conditioning coach. But yeah, so I was prepared. We was prepared for the war. He knew what we were going to go through with like the rigors of the Big East and how physical that was going to be. So he made us prepare for that mentally and physically. Like he would do stuff just to mess with us, just like, oh, you 5 minutes late, go outside and do 20 plate pushes back and forth outside in the outside field, like just messing with you, just seeing it, how you gonna react to it, because it's like you're gonna have things thrown at you any given time. So it just kind of it made you mentally prepare for everything. And then also every year I just tried to do something to help preserve my body. So I would go in the cold tub. I would do extra stretching before and after practice. I would get massages. I was like one of the only ones doing that because I was like, yo, like you said, those 3-hour practices, they add up. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna go through this and not be injury prone if I don't do all this to take care of my body. So all of that stuff I learned at WVU, and it's stuff I still do to this day. And that's why I feel like I'm still playing at a high level, even at my age right now.
Yeah, I was going. I'm sitting here thinking. I was talking about, you know what I'm saying, getting breaks and stuff. Bro, your senior year, you, like you said, you had to play like damn near every minute of the game just for y'all to, you know, just to be right there at the end. And I was sitting here thinking, like, damn, you would think, you know, he would, you know, Coach Huggins might be a little easy on him, you know what I'm saying? But nah, like, especially when we need you to, you know, do everything, you know what I'm saying? I could only imagine how hard he was on you. Just a little random question, fun question. Did he ever make y'all run the hills over there by the football field?
Oh yeah, nah, he didn't make us do it. Our strength coach made us do it.
Sure,
Law
coach
school
made
hill?
y'all.
Oh man, Law School Hill. We was out there every summer, at least one or two conditioning sessions. We was out there. We was on the actual football field, 5 a.m. We running 100-yard sprints. We you know, hitting the tire with the hammer on the tire. We doing all that, bro. We lifted like a football team because like I said, that's the physical nature of the Big East. That's what it was. So you had to be like that. So I feel like the Big 12 and the Big East is different. Big 12 is more up and down, where I feel like it's more of a NBA style basketball, where the Big East was just rough and rugged kind of, and he was just preparing us for that. So I feel like the way the guys train now compared to the way we train, it's two different leagues. So yeah, we had to train like that.
Hey, before got you for sure. That Law School hill ain't no joke, man. Just being being a drunk fan walking up and down that mug, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, bro. You know, I get up there and I stay up there a while. You know, I ain't going back down, none of that. You know what I'm saying? That's funny.
Hey, funny story, Leak. The only, I'm big working out, and shout out to Kev. Kev seen me in the gym a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Um, Bro, the only time I ran that Law School hill was with Coney, believe it or not, man. Shout out to our brother Coney. We used to run the Law School hills for cardio, but let me tell you, that was short-lived, Lee. We only did that like twice. Then I told him, like, bro, I'm not doing this no more, bro, because it was over the summer. I'm like, bro, this is insane, bro. No, bro, we not going back out there. But man, Kev, I appreciate, all the gems you've been dropping, you know what I mean, all the information.
Hold on, K. And I don't mean to cut you off. Before we get off this college and keep going, I got one more silly question, bro. And you can answer it if you want, or you can skip it if you want. You know what I'm saying? Who had the best hands on the team? You see any fights on the team, bro? Like, did anybody scrap? And if ain't nobody, if you don't want to tell us about no scrap, just tell us who had the best hands. If you know who could throw them, who had some hands on the team, man.
Right. Oh man, we didn't have many. It's funny, we didn't have many fights, but if I say who had the best hands, I'll probably I give Truck outside of me. I give I give Truck. Yo, this man got like mittens for hands. His hands is bigger than mine. He wears size 13. He like 6'1". This man it's crazy. His hands is mad big. So I seen him get out a few times. So I give it to Truck.
Shout out to Truck, man. He done came. He messed with the city, man. He done been on second and everything, man. Shout out to Truck.
Hey, word is bond, bro. He a fool too. I used to catch him on live a couple times, bro. He a fool for real, bro.
Bruh, funny dude, man.
Hey, this man was my bad. Just to Truck real quick. This is my best friend. So we were living together from freshman year through senior year. We always lived together. When I tell you, like, I can't tell you all the stuff that me and this man been through, just like dumb stuff, like just random as hell, just being random, man. That's my guy, man. Like I can't picture being in college without him, like going through like him being my roommate, because we total opposites. Like I'm an introvert and he an extrovert. So like all of all the parties and he had everything. Yo, Kev, we going to this, we doing that. I'm like, yo, we shouldn't really. Nah, we doing this. All right, look, I'm out. We out. Like, you convinced me. So, man, shout out to my boy.
Shout out to Truck Brian, man.
Yeah, shout out to Truck, man. It was Quinn Cook's live. During the pandemic, Quinn Cook used to go live, bruh, and would have everybody on that joint, Malik. And Truck, bruh, Truck used to have me weak on there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, what I was gonna ask you, Kev, was can you enlighten us, you know what I'm saying, on what your draft process was like? You know what I'm saying? Going into the draft, and how many teams did you work out for, and how, you know, how tough that was, you know, for our listeners that, you know, are interested in, you know, and have that aspiration of going to the league. Just walk them through what that experience is like so they know what, you know, what they're facing going forward.
So for me, I'm not sure. It might be a little bit different now, but the draft process for me, after I got done, I probably took maybe a month or 2 months of pre-workouts. I had a trainer at the time, and he would come up to Morgantown. He would stay with me. He would just train for twice a day, every day. And then I probably did more than like 20 workouts, man. And it's crazy, like the schedule. So if you on the West Coast time, I'm going from Phoenix to I'm going to Sacramento to LA to wherever else, Portland, wherever else I gotta be. So that alone was just crazy. And then now you playing against other guys you've seen play college basketball, other All-Americans. I had a lot of my draft workouts with like Draymond Green, Mike Scott, Andrew Nicholson. He got drafted to the Magic. Just guys like that, just like other big names, man. And it just taught me that, you know, basketball is because I'm thinking I'm the best forward coming out of the draft at the time. I have the best numbers, like I'm the best forward, and then you going against other forwards, it's like, all right, you know, I have other competition out here. So for me, it was a good measure of, you know, what I could do to get better and where I'm at as far as my game is concerned. And funny thing is that the draft has always been in New York, at least when I was there. So it was cool because that's where I'm from. I had my whole family, everybody there come with me. And I had got a I would say a promise from a team saying, if you still here when we draft in the first round, we gonna draft you. I couldn't say it at the time, but now I guess I could say it. The Dallas Mavericks was like, I had a workout with the Dallas Mavericks, and after it was over, I was killing. It was like, yo, if you still here at this time, we gonna draft you. And this was in the first round. So I'm hype. I'm like, yo, it don't matter what. I know I'm going in the first round. Had my tux going, had the after party already playing, my family, everybody dressed nice, see me get drafted. First 20 picks come, nothing. I think it was Dallas pick didn't get drafted. I'm like, oh damn. All right, cool. Well, maybe I won't get drafted in the first round, but I'll still get drafted in the second round. Mind you, I'm an All-American. I led the Big East in points and rebounds. I'm thinking, yo, somebody's gonna pick me up. Rest of the draft happened, never got the call, and I feel like that was like the biggest probably disappointment slash like embarrassment in my life, just because of the high expectations I had and just like me saying to myself, what else I got to do to prove that, you know, I deserve to be here. But it was, I think to me, it was actually a blessing in disguise because that next day I got a call from the Cleveland Cavaliers saying that they wanted me to come to their training camp. So I ended up going to their training camp. I made I made it all the way to the last cuts, and then I got cut on the last day. And then they invited me to play with their D League affiliate, which is the Canton Charge in Canton, Ohio. And then I went there, played 5 games, killed, and then I got called up to the Cavaliers for the rest of the season. So, you know, even though I didn't make it the conventional way of getting drafted, I ended up my ultimate goal is signing a contract and playing in an NBA game that same season. So everything worked out, and you know, everything happens for a reason. I still carry that with me to this day, just kind of like not to take anything for granted. Nothing is promised, you know, just keep working regardless of what happens. So I think, yeah, that was I feel like that was the turning point of my life in basketball. You know what I mean? That moment right there, not getting drafted.
Coming from New York, you know what I'm saying, and you know, just being one of them dudes, you know what I'm saying, damn near since you decided to, pick up the ball, you know what I'm saying? Did Was the league like I mean, of course, we know your story. We see you grinding, you know what I'm saying? Was the league yet like at that point in time, you know what I'm saying, just who you were, you know what I'm saying, where you from and all that? Was the league like your only was that like your only goal? Like was it league or nothing, you know what I'm saying? Being from New York, you know what I'm saying? Like, or were you one of them hoopers that understood like cause you're all American, you know what I'm saying? Power five major D1 school, you know what I'm saying? Like you damn near guaranteed an overseas contract, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you ever, was it just league or bust for you, or did you always know that like you was gonna be able to take care of your family and do whatever you needed to do with basketball, even if it wasn't the league, you know what I'm saying? Um, once you got done, you know what I'm saying, like grinding that way.
So for me, it was the league or nothing else. Like I didn't even care nothing about overseas. Like that was the furthest thing from my mind is playing overseas, just because one, it wasn't as highly like publicized as it is now. You know, social media wasn't what it is today. And you see, like there was a bad stigma on playing overseas. It's like nobody wanted to do it. Nobody wanted to be away from home, especially me. I have a tight-knit, close family. I didn't want to be away from them from 8 to 10 months at a time. So that was the furthest thing from my mind. But then when all that happened with not being drafted and after I played my first year with the Cavs, I got cut that next year because that was the same year Anthony Bennett got drafted with the #1 pick. So that was my position right there. So I knew kind of like, okay, cool. I got to think of another plan. And then so I stuck around the D League, just chasing that dream, playing with the Canton Charge again, went to the D League All-Star game and all that. I didn't get called up. So I'm like, yo, what am I going to do now? And then luckily a team from the Philippines came and they bought me out of my contract. And at first, I'm like, yo, I heard horror stories about playing overseas. I'm like, yo, I'm people not getting paid on time, people just all type of crazy stuff, man. And I'm like, am I really trying to deal with that? I'm still so close to the league. Like I could still try to do it. And me being stubborn, at this time was one of the one times I wasn't stubborn and decided to go play. And I think that changed my life and kind of like broadened my outlook on playing overseas. Cause I'm like, all right, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? Like the whole stigma was broken for me. I got to see how they lived. And although it was only a couple months, it made me feel more comfortable. Like, okay, maybe if the league doesn't work out, I have another way of making money that I'm able to do. So I'm glad I decided to do that for myself. I don't know where I would have been if I just kept on trying to be around the D League and just trying to chase that dream forever.
What's your favorite country or team that you played on thus far?
So far, I liked I liked playing in Spain. I was only there for 2 months, but I was playing with Euro League team, which is like the top league overseas. That was pretty good experience, just as far as like on the court and off the court living wise, because you get into a lot of these places, especially when you coming up. More than likely, you're going into cities that you don't necessarily want to be in, like small cities. People don't speak your language, who don't want to even try to communicate with you. Like they like you either speak our language or we don't talk to you. It's one of those kind of situations. Um, so I would say Spain was pretty good, and I like where I'm at right now in Japan. It's been very professional. I love the people there. Super safe place to be. And yeah, man, I feel like I'm gonna finish my career out in Japan, whatever that may be.
Hey, that's fire, man. Quick fun fact, you know what I'm saying? Japan is like my #1 place I want to travel to, bro. Like I want to see Tokyo so bad, bro. I don't know why, but like that's my #1 place I want to go to in the world, bro. No cap.
Word is bomb, man. Shout out to Japan, man. I love deep fried sushi. But my
Stop it, man. Stop it.
I was gonna say I've been in Japan the last 4 years. If I had to say some place to go visit, definitely go visit Japan, bro. It's dope.
Whoa. Can you enlighten us, brother, on what your TBT experience is like? I know y'all get a lot of love just from a nostalgic standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Being able to see some of our favorite hoopers from different classes, you know what I'm saying? Different graduation classes, rather. come together and hoop as a collective. Enlighten us on what that experience has been like for you over these past couple of years where you've played, and just enlighten our listeners on how fun that is for you all.
Well, it all started with John Flowers. He always had the vision of bringing the alumni back and having a place to call home, even after they graduate. Because I talk to a lot of players that I play with overseas, and they never go back to their old school. And I'm like, damn, like this, I live here, like this is home for me. So I don't know, I can't relate to that. So I give John Flowers credit for that, for getting everybody together again. It started out with alumni games, and a lot of the older generation coming back and playing with us younger guys when we first came out of school, and now we're doing the same thing for the younger generation as we're exiting out of our careers soon and all that they can have a platform to come and call their own when we're gone. So I love playing in the TBT, man. For me, obviously the money is good. Who don't want to win a milli? You know what I mean? Like that's one more month I don't got to go play overseas. So I'm like, yo, I hope we win this. I might not go back until December or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, for me it's the brotherhood. And just showing them, like I said, when we played against Kentucky, that we got talent too. Like a majority of our guys, all West Virginia guys, graduated from here, and then a lot of teams can't say that in the tournament. They're getting guys, they're getting all-star teams essentially, and we just keep getting the talent that we got from here, and we keep making it further each year. And I think this year we have as good a chance as any to win it all. I'm really confident in that.
Man, the TBT is y'all. Do y'all get to play? Is Marshall on y'all's bracket? Is they on y'all side again? This shit. That was a crazy hype game for the. I know that gave you some type of flashback or something, bro. Like being in the Civic, you know what I'm saying, and like seeing the whole damn stake there, bro. Like you said, y'all the sports teams here, man. Like I think that's a great experience. I'm gonna be tuned in for sure, man.
Yeah, they are in our bracket. Them and Pitt alumni team. So Marshall and Pitt alumni team is playing first. So if we win our game, we play the winner out of them two.
Who you got winning that game? Who you got winning? Who you think gonna win the Marshall Pitt?
Who I got winning, or who I want to win?
Who you want to win? Who you want? All right.
I want Pitt to win just because we already played Marshall last year in it. So we got that out the way. We ended up beating them. So it would be crazy backyard brawl in the TBT. That's one thing that we haven't done. But who do I think is gonna win? I think Marshall is gonna win just because, from what I hear, they got a great team. That boy John Elmore is different. He different. That's one of my guys too. Yeah, John's tough. And I hear they got a crazy squad, and they already been in it. A lot of those guys, they know what to expect from TBT, and I just think that's ultimately gonna like make them beat Pitt. So it'd be a rematch from last year. I know they wanted to get back at us too. You know what I mean? So
yeah, y'all's talent overwhelmed them, man. For real. Once it came down to it, I think Marshall, man. I think they missed their window. I think they didn't had a good opportunity to, where it was just starting up. You know what I'm saying? I think they had a good opportunity early, but man, when they put out on Joe Johnson that one game, I was done with him, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got tweets about that, Kev. Like, I'm like, man, ain't no way we out here playing for $1 million. Y'all got guarding Joe Johnson. That just lets me know who's really serious out here or not, man.
I was going crazy though. I was going crazy. He was the darling of the TBT.
Oh yeah. I went viral off the TBT, man.
Definitely went viral, but
he went viral.
Joe cooked that man.
Man, it was the first possession of the game. They gave it to Joe. He went straight to work. I said, "Oh yeah, they don't want to. They playing games, man."
Joe said, "Let me go ahead and drop him off real quick, man."
Man, what? It was the quickest 6 points
Joe,
I ever seen.
They disrespected Joe.
The quickest 6, man. Nah, but my last question for you, Kev. I know we about done. You know what I'm saying? We getting towards the end. My last question for you. Like you said, you ain't been back home since you graduated for real. As far as living. I guess just give us a few words. You know what I'm saying, and just how you feel about the state of West Virginia. You know what I'm saying, because a lot of the athletes, that I've seen from W, they do like to come back around, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's just amongst y'all, you know what I'm saying, or amongst the school making it inviting, or just amongst the people, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all falling in love with the vibes, you know what I'm saying? Just wanting to be around the love. Just wondering if you could give us a few words about, what West Virginia means to you now that it is your second home, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if you got anything to say about it, for real, for real.
Just from my perspective, man, West Virginia has a special place in my heart. I did actually just got it tatted. I got it. I don't know if y'all can see. I just got it tatted on me.
Hey, okay.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So yeah, so it definitely has a special place in my heart, man. Some of my best times were made here. Some of my best friends were made here. My girlfriend lives here. You know what I mean? Like everything, a lot of things are here. And even my family, like they consider it, even though they live in New York now, they love coming back here just because the fans remember them too, as much as they remember me. It's like, oh, how's your sister? I remember her coming to this game. And how's your mom? And like they feel a part of it too. And I think it's just that love, man, that you get from here, because like I said, we are the professional team. So anything you did, if you did work here, they gonna remember you no matter how long you've been gone. Like Major Harris comes back crazy love. Like he never, you know what I mean? Like he just graduated a couple years ago. So once I seen that, I'm like, yo, this is a place I can call home. Like I could come to a tailgate, watch a football game, watch a basketball game, and still be embraced like I never left, man. So that's the biggest part for me is just that love you feel from the people.
Right on, man. Yeah. I speak for, mad W fans, bro. You a legend. I'm not a W, like, don't get me wrong. I ain't a W fan myself, you know what I'm saying? But I am a sports junkie, bro. Like, when y'all on top of y'all's game, football or basketball, I'm tuned in, you know what I'm saying? I love good sports, you know what I'm saying, across the board. So like I said, I can speak for all West Virginians. And when I say, you know what I'm saying, y'all are like superstars, bro. And like, the same way, like if we speaking on like it being our pro team, like that's exactly how like some of y'all really should look at it, because some of these people, they don't never get to go see a pro team. You know what I'm saying? Like they saving up to be able to go to the the game, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, or go to the meet and greet or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, I just, just appreciate you repping it, bro, for real, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's basically it for me, man. I just appreciate you repping it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for, giving them the hard years, bro. For real, for real. It was a pleasure to watch, man. Like I said, that's that old basketball I miss right there, man. Like I be sounding like an old head now talking to my homies, bro. I be talking about like the game ain't the same no more. I ain't even a hooper, kid, but
Yeah.
you know when you're looking at something different, bro.
Yeah, nah, I appreciate that, man. You say you're not a WVU fan. Who you ain't a Marshall or Pitt fan, are you?
Oh, absolutely not, man. My
Oh,
my
okay,
uncle,
all right.
my uncles grew up Tar Heel fans, man. So like
Okay.
my first basketball team I played on when I was a jit and everything, bro. I'm a Tar Heel guy, you know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
like the Tar Heels. That's just what it is, man.
Funny
But
story. I
like I
played
said,
with this past season. I played with James Michael McAdoo, who went to North Carolina. That was
okay,
one
for
of my
sure.
teammates. And then my other teammate was Ryan Kelly, who went to Duke. Actually, we played them. He was on that team that we lost to during the Final Four. So those were my two teammates in Japan this past season.
Got you. Okay. Shout out to McAdoo,
And
man.
McAdoo
Yeah.
had the bunnies when he was in school. What,
Yeah,
in late?
he still got him. Yeah, he still got him a little bit. Yeah.
Word,
How
word.
good just a random tangent before we get off of here, bro. How good do you think that Duke team was, bro? Because I be telling people, bro, that like that's like one of the worst. Like, don't get me wrong, they won a championship, so you can't call them a bad team. You know what I'm saying? But just they run, who they had to play, bro. Ended up playing Butler 2 years in a row in the Natty, bro. Like I mean, well, they played Butler 2 years in a row from the Final Four and then once in the Natty, but like they rode and just who they had to play, bro. Like it just didn't. I don't think they was the best team that year. I just think that they got the best draw. How you feel about that, bro? For real, for real. I mean, I know y'all lost to him, so just beware. Motherfuckers gonna be like, oh, he's salty, you know what I'm saying? He hating, you know what I'm saying? But we can keep it real, bro. They had John Shire running the point, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, and I'm not gonna act like they didn't have talent because they had Nolan Smith, they had John Shire, they had what's my man name? Red hair dude.
Singler, was Singler on that team?
Kyle Singler was there.
Singler was on that team.
So they had the Plumlee brothers there at the time. They were freshmen. So they had talent, but that definitely wasn't. I don't think they were the best team. But a lot of times in the NCAA tournament, the best teams are not going to win the national championship. It just depends on the run, like how hot you get and at what time. So during that time, they was just on a hot run. And that game, bro, they shot the lights out of the gym that game. Like, and they didn't even shoot that way against Butler. You see, it came down to my man almost hit the half court three to win the game. They didn't shoot like that versus they just got hot at the right time. And then also when Deshaun got hurt, that kind of deflated us after that. But even before that, it was just like you could just feel it. Like they just had it going that night. It was just their night, man. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't think they were the best team in a tournament, but that doesn't always matter. It just depends on who gets hot at the time.
Yeah, that's one thing about basketball, bro, that I will give to you, man. Like, you got to be on your A game, especially when it comes to them tournaments and stuff like that, man. You got to be on your A game because, like, yeah, you can have the most physically gifted over here, but we play as a team over here, you know what I'm saying? We know how to run our sets. We know where to be, you know what I'm saying? We know how to play help defense, extended defense. Like, we helping each other. Like, it's different, man. That's probably why March Madness is one of the best, you know what I'm saying, best times of the year right there. It's so unpredictable, man. But yeah, man, that's all I got for him, K, man. I appreciate you, Kev.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, appreciate those questions. Those are good questions, man. Those are things that people want to hear for sure.
For sure. Before I turn it over to Kay, want to say thank you as well. We like to give people their flowers when they come on our show. We just appreciate you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. We know it's peak training time for you right now to speak with us and to holler at us for a second, a group of people you don't know just off the strength. So again, we appreciate you. Appreciate all that you've done, for the state. Appreciate you, loving the state like you do, and just representing us in such a highlight. So, thank you for what you do, what you continue to do. Keep going, keep grinding, and, hopefully we can come see you play in Japan or something. That might have to be, a network trip or something. We're going to have to figure that out.
Yeah, pull up, man. Always looking for visitors, man. Pull up.
Nah, for sure, man. I want to, second that. We locked in, bro. I've told you a million times now that we appreciate you, but it's just again, just how humble you are and down to earth you are, just allowing me to walk up on you in the garage. You know what I'm saying? I know you from New York, so I know I know your radar. You was like, yo, what's on? You know what I'm saying? But I'm on business, as you can see. You feel me? I introduced myself. So, I do want to throw out there, we haven't really been talking numbers, but this man averaged 20 and 11 his senior year, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He led the Big East in scoring and rebounds per game. So, he should have been Big East Player of the Year. I know Jay Crowder got that, you know what I'm saying? But it should have been Kevin Jones. I just want to throw that out there, man.
Yeah,
but we love and appreciate you, brother. Thank you for staying in contact, over this whole time. Shout out to Swag, man. You know what I'm saying? I know I went to high school with Swag, but I just got a gut feeling that Swag stayed in your ear about, hopping on with us, man. So I definitely appreciate her for that. And like we've been saying, man, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate it. And, you're a legend for real. Definitely was one of my favorite hoopers on that squad for sure. You know what I mean? So it's just funny how we cross paths and, you the first one off that team, to get an interview. I graduated both my degrees from the U, so it's been a long time coming being able to sit down with you. So it's been a pleasure for sure, brother.
Yeah, dope, man. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. This is probably one of the better interviews that I've had, man. So y'all got a great thing going, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing as well. Many much blessings to y'all. Y'all keep going, man. And yeah, like I said, thanks for having me.
No doubt, bro. Appreciate you again, man. Always.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. Tell Sarah so what's up. We actually played middle school ball together.
Oh, was she good? Was she good? Because she told me she was good, but I don't know. I know she could shoot. But
Yeah,
was
she
she
can
good?
shoot. She can shoot. She can
All
shoot.
right, okay, all
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm sure you know. In that family, it was Sissy. Sissy's the one when it comes
Yeah,
to the ball
yeah,
skills. You heard? Like
yeah.
Sissy
Sarah
was
can
that
shoot
one.
though.
Yeah,
She was gonna knock it down for us.
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Shout
That's
out
what's
to
up.
both swag, man. Big and little swag.
Right.
But with that being said, man, we had the legend Kevin Jones on. This your boy K. I'm with Leak the God, Drizzy, and we out, man. Thank y'all for joining us, man. Please continue to like, subscribe, share and view the content. And we out, man. Peace and blessings.